Today, we're talking about games, and not just games, 2024 games. Are you excited? Because I'm excited. We're going to break down the months of 2024 with some of the top games. Let's jump into it. Prince of Persia looks like a fun side-scroller. I've never really played any of the older games, but I'll probably pick this one up. I don't know about the $50 price point, however, so I might just have to wait for it to go on sale. I think the reviews will ultimately be the deciding factor, though. I don't know how many times they need to remake this game, but we're getting it again. I'm sure we've all seen the side-by-side comparisons that aren't much of an upgrade, but The Last of Us 2 is a pretty good game to say the least. I would definitely buy it again for a sale price, but the most likely price tag of $70 is going to be a big deterrent. Infinite Wealth seems like a crossover between Animal Crossing and your classic Yakuza game. That being said, it looks like it's going to be pretty fucking sick. The previous games were so creative with all the details they added. Yakuza combined comedy and seriousness in cutscenes as well as combat, and I don't see Infinite Wealth being any different. The world looks full of combat, crazy minigames, and insane island building. I can't wait to beat up bad guys while adding a giant statue in my front lawn. I've never really been one for fighting games, but they're always really fun to watch, and I'm so glad that we have so many to choose from. Next-gen graphics have really been adding new levels to fighting games recently, and Tekken falls right in line with that, with stunning visuals and amazing combat from what I've seen from the gameplay. I loved Tekken when I played 2 and 3 as a kid, so I might actually pick this one up. Honestly, the trailers I've seen of this game look pretty sick. I love seeing the darker side of superhero games, so it feels like Suicide Squad's gonna be right up that alley. I really hope the trailers aren't overselling this game and have it be a complete flop when it comes out. Superhero games try to fine line between very cool and very corny. Either way, I'm looking forward to seeing how this game does. Helldivers 2 is a post-apocalyptic third-person shooter. As the last line of defense, you traverse the galaxy's hostile environments. Helldivers is aimed to be played with friends with a variety of difficulties to challenge you along the way. The trailer looks cool, but from the gameplay showcased, it seems like it has a chance of becoming repetitive. We've seen a few games in the past with similar styles to this, like Outriders, so I hope this game is able to differentiate itself from the games previous to this one. It's been a while since we've had a game where Donkey Kong is the main antagonist. Mario vs. Donkey Kong looks like your classic Mario side-scroller with a fun twist that's unlike the typical objective of getting the flag at the end. Having a puzzle-based side-scroller isn't something we've really seen from Nintendo, so it looks like I'm going to have to dust the cobwebs off my brain for this one. If this game is on par with Nintendo's recent releases, this game is going to be really good. Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Skull and Bones finally has a release date. If it actually takes a page out of Black Flag's book, it might have a chance of not flopping. I'm all for games having delays in release dates so it can be in tip-top shape when it comes out. However, Skull and Bones has had so many pushbacks it doesn't really have an excuse for it to be a bad game when it finally releases. Final Fantasy VII Part 1 was my favorite game of 2020 when it came out, and in all honesty, I think Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is going to blow it out of the water. This game looks absolutely phenomenal. Also, I just want to say I spent way too much money on the collector's edition, but at least I'll be able to stare at 21 inches of Sephiroth while I play it. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth looks incredible, and this is probably the game I look forward to most. Can't wait. My only reaction to this game is to honestly just scream wildly out of excitement. Dragon's Dogma 1 was so much fun, and I can't wait to dive into this. I feel like Capcom really has a special way of making open world RPGs that are unique in their own way, and are unlike any other game in the genre. Dragon's Dogma 1 still holds up to this day, and I honestly see Dragon's Dogma 2 being a timeless classic as well. This will be the first game where Peach is the main protagonist, and from what I've seen, this game looks pretty promising. How did Nintendo know this is what I really wanted from them? It's kind of unclear what type of game this is exactly going to be, but by the trailer, it looks like the different hats grant different abilities, so maybe it's something similar to Mario Odyssey. Regardless, it looks fun, and will most likely be on the top of my Switch list for this year. I'm a sucker for any good samurai game. If this game's anything like Ghost of Tsushima, it's going to be a 10 out of 10. Combat seems fast-paced and gives a sort of Souls vibe to it. However, I get the feeling that it could be very good or a big train wreck. But at the end of the day, I hope it's able to have originality to make it stand out from other games of this genre. But based on the trailer, I really don't see that being a problem. From what I saw, April just has a lot of JRPGs releasing that month. Eiyuden Chronicles and Braid Anniversary are just to name a couple. Besides maybe like Octopath Traveler, I'm not a really big fan of JRPGs, but if you're a fan of that genre, this is going to be a cool month for you. Can't wait to play the 10th Destiny expansion. Honestly, I think Destiny gets too much hate for being a free game. It's pretty enjoyable to play with friends, and for the cost of the DLC that can almost always be found on sale on Steam, it's easy to be caught up by the time this newest expansion comes out. I doubt I'll be playing it, however, since I barely even played the base game, but I'm really hoping that it's successful and able to draw in a new player base. Black Myth is probably going to be the most anticipated Souls-like game of 2024. The gameplay looks absolutely fantastic, and I love the samurai-esque world combined with the weird and crazy character design. Although it gives a strong Sekiro feel, I think Black Myth will be able to have originality and have a strong leg to stand on in the Souls-like genre. The Warhammer universe has been relatively niche, but that's not to say that the games aren't worth playing. Space Marine 2 seems to have gone away from the turn-based combat that a lot of its games are known for, and traded in for a third-person shooter Killing Frenzy. The gameplay looks pretty solid, and if it's as good as the trailers I've seen, this game will be very fun. There are several other games coming out this year, but don't have a release date. Some of those include Ark 2, City Skylines 2, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, which is a DLC, some stuff about Final Fantasy XIV that I didn't really look into, Hades 2, Kingdom Hearts The Missing Link, the mobile game that nobody really asked for, Little Nightmares 3, Luigi's Mansion 2, Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door. I left a lot of games off the list and only really added what I think some of the top games are going to be. Let me know what you're looking forward to most though. Let's get to gaming.